The Game, born Jason Terrell Taylor, isn't just another rapper from Compton. His story is one of resilience, transformation, and unexpected turns that most fans never knew about. Growing up in Santana Block, one of Compton's most notorious neighborhoods, Jason's childhood was defined by gang violence and family dysfunction. What many don't realize is that before becoming the Game, he actually survived being shot 5 times in a drug deal gone wrong in 2001. This near-death experience became his turning point, pushing him to pursue music with the intensity of someone who'd been given a second chance at life. But here's where it gets interesting. The Game was actually signed to Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment before 50 Cent. When people think of Aftermath's success story, they immediately point to Eminem and 50 Cent. But the Game was meant to be Dre's next big project. What changed? The industry politics that would eventually lead to one of hip-hop's most famous beefs. The Game's debut album, The Documentary, dropped in January 2005 and immediately went double platinum. What most fans don't know is that the album was originally titled Nigga with an Attitude, Volume 1, a direct homage to NWA. But Dre convinced him to change it to avoid controversy. That album featured production from not just Dr. Dre, but Kanye West, Just Blaze, and Timbaland, showcasing the industry's belief in his potential. The infamous beef with 50 Cent and G-Unit wasn't just about ego, it was about money and control. After being kicked out of G-Unit, the Game launched his Black Wall Street Records, named after the prosperous black business district in Tulsa that was destroyed in a racial massacre in 1921. Few people connect this historical reference to his business ambitions. What's rarely discussed is the Game's intellectual side. He's an avid reader, particularly of autobiographies of influential black figures, and this informed his lyrical content, which often contains historical references that fly over many listeners' heads. His song Dreams isn't just a track. It's filled with references to civil rights leaders and black historical figures. The Game has a photographic memory, an ability that allows him to freestyle for hours without repeating himself. During radio appearances, he's been known to rap continuously for over 40 minutes without stopping. This talent isn't just impressive, it's practically unheard of in the industry. Despite his hardcore image, the Game has a philanthropy streak that rarely makes headlines. He's donated over $1 million to various causes, including rebuilding playgrounds in Compton and paying for funerals of violence victims. In 2013, he started the Robin Hood Project, pledging to give $1 million of his own money to those in need. Few people know that the Game almost signed with Murder Inc. before Aftermath. Irv Gotti was interested, but the timing wasn't right. This alternative timeline could have completely changed hip-hop history. The Game has 8 children, and contrary to his public persona, he's known to be an extremely devoted father. His Instagram often features his kids more than his music, showing a side of him that contradicts his gangster image. His acting career is also underappreciated. The Game appeared in films like Waist Deep and had a recurring role on the TV show Marrying the Game. His performance in the 2006 film Belly 2 showed genuine acting ability that critics acknowledged. The name The Game comes from his grandmother, who called him that because he was always ready to participate in anything. Basketball, football, hustling. He was game for it all. This versatility translated to his music career, where he's collaborated with artists from every coast and subgenre of hip-hop. What many don't know is that the Game was briefly signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records West Coast division before finding his home at Aftermath. This short stint with Diddy gave him invaluable industry connections that would later help his career. The Game has claimed to have ghostwritten for several major artists, though he's never named names. Industry insiders have confirmed this is true, and some of his writing can be heard on tracks where his distinctive storytelling style shines through. His documentary series, Marrying the Game, revealed his domestic side, cooking, cleaning, and being hands-on with his children, contradicting the hyper-masculine image he portrays in music. This duality speaks to the complexity of his character that fans rarely get to see. The game's massive face tattoo, a butterfly with LA written underneath, was actually inspired by Pharrell, not typical gang iconography. He's explained that the butterfly represents transformation, symbolizing his journey from street hustler to music mogul. Most surprising to many is the game's business acumen. Beyond music, he's invested in cannabis dispensaries, a record label, clothing lines, and even a burger restaurant called The Rooster in his hometown. His diversified portfolio shows a business intelligence that's rarely highlighted in media coverage. The game's most recent albums have sold less than his earlier work, but they've been critically acclaimed for their maturity and depth. His 2019 album, Born to Rap, was meant to be his final album, though he's since hinted at more music. What's remarkable is how his sound has evolved while maintaining his storytelling core, a rare feat in rap. As of May 2025, the game remains one of hip-hop's most underrated lyricists. His influence on West Coast rap is immeasurable, yet he doesn't receive the same recognition as peers like Kendrick Lamar. Perhaps it's because his controversies often overshadow his musical contributions, but true hip-hop heads know the game is one of the most authentic voices to ever emerge from Compton, carrying the torch that NWA lit decades ago.